Welcome on back now, 6:45. Look, it's the 16th day of a government shutdown, and some lawmakers, they're saying it could stay closed through Thanksgiving. Federal employees, they've already seen some of the consequences of a shutdown, and food assistance programs, those could be next. So let's go live to Scripps News Group national correspondent Joe St. George, who's live in D.C. And Joe, how could these programs be impacted, and what are states doing to prepare?
Yeah, and we should note there are hundreds of thousands of people in Colorado paying attention to this as we talk about the impact on SNAP. Remember, SNAP is funded through the U.S. Department of Agriculture. The USDA is notifying states this morning that if this shutdown stretches into November, the funds may not be there to make that payment to Colorado, to local jurisdictions that administer SNAP. This morning, Jefferson County up in Metro Denver are indicating that they are putting some SNAP applications on hold as a direct result of this government shutdown. The state of Minnesota this morning, on their website, they're no longer approving any new applications in the entire state of Minnesota. Again, the threat is this shutdown goes into November, the money not being there for the November check, and therefore SNAP programs being impacted. Doesn't look, though, at least for the time being, that the Trump administration will save SNAP the way that it has paid military members, for instance, paid federal law enforcement officers, kept the program WIC going, the Special Supplemental Nutrition Program for women, infants, and children. Doesn't look like SNAP is going to receive that same treatment, at least not yet. As far as federal workers go, remember, north of 4,000 have been permanently fired during the shutdown. A San Francisco judge has ordered those firings to be paused, so there's some legal questions about those firings still. Yesterday, the Trump administration said firings could increase soon, north of 10,000 firings being on the table. Our viewers, I know, ask, right? Boy, another story about the shutdown. This story never ends. Well, we're covering it because the longer this goes on, the more impacts play out.
Exactly right. Thank you, Joe St. George, live in Washington, D.C.
Tracy, let me tell you what the disgusting part about this is for me. There's people trying to blame the Democrats, a lot of Republicans, the dumbing down of the American society. They don't understand the three branches of government, and sometimes I feel like you don't even know who's in control of the government. Literally every branch of the government, executive, legislative, and the one that's supposed to be impartial, the judiciary, are all Republican controlled. And not just Republican controlled, MAGA Republican controlled. And I'm so tired of folks who don't have enough intellectual intelligence to look up facts because they're so afraid it will go against their belief system. And if you are racist, if you've been taught your whole life that Black people, Democrats, and women are the problem, when you start doing research, you'll learn they're not the problem. Probably take a look in the mirror at yourself. You the problem, white guy. While the government is shut down, Tracy, this is what Trump is doing with the taxpayers' money to the tune of $200 million. Look at that shit. Look at that shit, ladies and gentlemen. While you can't get benefits, you're struggling already because of his policies. You're struggling because of his little stupid tariff tantrum. You're struggling because he's shutting down the government because he don't want y'all to have health care. And sadly, Tracy, there are more Republicans on health care, Obamacare, and SNAP and benefits than there are Black people and Democrats. Yeah. And the Democrats are fighting for your asses. And you don't know it and you blaming us. Floor is yours, Tracy. And then I got some other stuff to show you around this shutdown where people are so messed up, they've got to go get volunteer services. But the floor is yours for now.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it's a sad situation because you have at least over 40 million people that receive SNAP benefits throughout the United States. And if SNAP has been beneficial for individuals of low income to help them finance their food, to help feed their families and for themselves, to help alleviate hunger. And then when you have the government shutdown and then a decision hasn't been made and you're looking at day 22 and then almost day 23 for tomorrow because the shutdown been effective October the 1st. It's no decision is made. And that's why with politics, you have to have a heart for people. And I don't see most of these Republicans having a heart for people. It's are you here to serve the people or are you here to serve man? with Trump. That's how I feel. I know me and my coworker was talking. I remember my coworker saying, like, I think he got like some secrets out on some of these Republicans because they not standing up for the people. They pretty much doing what Trump telling them to do. And then he got this ballroom he trying to build. What is it? Trying to feed his ego. And then you have like people, they at risk of starving. So it's gonna get crazy. And then you got the holidays coming up with Thanksgiving. Like, how they gonna eat and survive?
This is why they take education away from people, Miss Tracy. This is why they continuously want to dumb down and restrict education. Because if people knew the power they could have with their collective vote, and people knew the nice things they could have with the government's money instead of giving it to these rich guys to do this type of shit. Because folks, this is your money.
Yeah.
That $200 million, that is your money. And while people are shut down and can't get food, he's building this with your money. And some of y'all is okay with that as long as those black people, those women, and those minorities ain't happy. I'm happy. Well, eventually, folks, you being happy ain't gonna feed your stomach.
Right.
You being happy is not gonna help your health, especially some of you West Virginia folks with one snagger tooth hanging off the damn mountain. That tooth is gonna come out, and you're gonna need some help.
That's true.
Let me get to this story of what people are having to do, and I'm gonna show you this guy right here. He has special needs, and he's blaming Democrats for him losing the snap. Now, Tracy, this is what I know about
Democrats.
He's blaming the Democrats. Now, you got him. He has special needs, and this is what I know about special needs folks because I worked with them for about a whole decade.
Yeah.
Especially young ones. They are some of the most susceptible people to this nationalistic American freedom bullshit and the American flag. They are the same people that'll go to a wrestling event and believe it's real and believe in all this patriotism and waving the flag and really think that that's true. It's easy to manipulate these special needs dudes. So take a listen to this video and take a look at what some people are having to do to get creative because they can't make ends meet and they can't get the food and services that they need right now. Take a look at this.
This is Ohio, at Republican Congressman Warren Davidson's town hall meeting. That's a state that voted for Donald Trump by more than 11 points last year. We'll let you hear what his voters think of his vote on Donald Trump's signature domestic spending bill.
The big, beautiful bill is projected to take Medicaid away from as many as 500,000 people. How will you explain your vote to the people who will no longer be able to afford to see their doctor?
As I said early on, the only people who are losing access to Medicaid aren't affected in Ohio because we didn't add illegals to Medicaid coverage. And able-bodied working-age adults. And I honestly think most of them will still keep access to Medicaid because they'll probably get a job. Or they'll probably go to school. And lots of people are hiring, so I think most of them aren't going to lose anything. It's going to be great.
Thanks to the Democrats, I may not get food stamps next month. I've been checking here lately, I don't know why. Trying to hold this phone steady. Blood sugar is 108. So it's good. 173 over 83. Blood pressure.
We're just walking through the food bank line, about to get some free groceries because of the shutdown.
Today is only for federal employees and contractors from the federal government. I have never seen anything like going on like this, even with our regular food pantry. It's never been this many people.
It's overwhelming. It's mind-boggling. I myself work for the Department of Agriculture, so yes, and I've run into quite a few co-workers here
I didn't think I'd be in a food bank line. I got a raise right before the government shutdown. So we're kind of the opposite is happening right now.
I mean, it's really no words. It's like, wow, I can't believe I'm here, you know, because you always thought that getting a government job or, you know, a federal job, that's security. And it's not, you know.
Oh, this is very important. I mean, you know, with my rent due next week, I could take anything I can get. At this point, I haven't gotten a paycheck this month. You gotta save every dime at this point. You know, with rent, car insurance, student loans, those are not stopping. Gas, electricity, but this is a bit more flexible, you know, so this is great.
Lord have mercy, Tracy. I'm gonna give the floor to you, but I want to throw this in there real quick. Do a lot of people, I guess they can't see the wool being pulled over their eyes and what is actually going on in America when it comes to the rich corporations and the oligarchs and Trump and Project 2025. They are literally trying to make it so that there is no bridge, that you have to be beholding to someone who is giving you a job. That's what they're doing. They're purging the government and workers so that you have to be beholding to someone giving you a job. And if that person can't satisfy what you need, you're ass out of luck. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's what they did with this budget. They literally cut the budget, but they cut taxes, but increased the budget. And the average person who is complaining about the government and the taxes that are coming out of their check don't understand that when Trump gives you that little extra child tax credit, all that is papering over something to make you think you're getting ahead, when in the back end, everything else is going to go up because our debt has gone up. And the debt has gone up because why? Because you gave the fucking rich dudes who don't need a tax break another tax break, and you spread across that debt to the regular working American people. Now, y'all, come on now. You got to wake up and start understanding what's going on. Having said that, Tracy, the floor is yours. Talk to me about what you think about the shutdown. Pull a little tink thinking the Democrats done him wrong. Just give it all to me, hard and fast.
Yeah, because what it is like they're brainwashed, and then this all of this rivalry, like it's the Democrats' fault, and then really like they control like the House seat and the Senate seat, and then so I think it's unfair to sit here and blame Democrats, and pretty much their plan was to pursue Project 25, and then you have like Democrats that had the balls enough to stop it, and that's why they here to say, hey, like it's real live people here that needs like medical insurance, and then that's going to be affected next year. So you think food SNAP benefits is worse, Medicaid, that's going to be a bit effective like next year. And then so it's unfortunate when then you see like federal workers, like, and then one of them they mentioned that they've been working with the federal government for a while. She didn't see herself in this position to be in line, and I believe that was in Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken, to be in line to get food. And then so my sister, like, she works for the federal government as well, affected by the shutdown. And I know like people in my sorority, they're affected by the shutdown. I feel like it's a sad situation. And then it shows like with Trump, he cares more about himself and the rich people versus like the democracy of individuals as a whole. And which it led me to think like everything made perfect sense, because I know when he got sworn in January, he didn't put his hand on the Bible. If you notice that. He never,
that dude don't care about no Bible. You kidding me?
Because he knew what he was going to do.
You remember his first term when he was trying to get the military to shoot the people that was protesting, and he pulls out that Bible for the photo op. Dude pulls out the Bible, holding it upside down. Somebody had to tell him, President, that guy ain't never read one verse in the Bible his whole entire life. Never.
And then it shows.
He don't care.
And I believe with this term, it's more about revenge to me versus like caring for like humanity. Because I know just recently he was hoping to get like a $250 million compensation for like what happened. I want to say it was in 2020.
He's trying. Trying to get the DOJ to pay him $250 million for them investigating him for inciting the riot on January 6th. Who does
not
that?
Narcissistic. I don't know what it is.
But Tracy, guess what? Because everybody has been laying down for his dumb ass, they probably lay down on this one. The Supreme Court is backing him up on everything. And so I do believe if it gets to the Supreme Court, they're going to tell him, give him the money. And I do believe that some of them people on the Supreme Court is bought to. I mean, matter of fact, we know that Clarence Thomas, bad as I hate to say it, the worst justice ever, and he's got to be a black. He's being bought by Harlan Crow, buying this man RVs and shit. And you trying to tell me they impartial? No way. No way. And you know what, Tracy? I just say, let them have their fun. They will come. And I just hope that when the Democrats get control and we get a Democratic president, I hope he has seen the blueprint that Trump has put before him.
Yeah.
Ramrod everything you can with executive orders, my brother, because you're going to have to clean up what Trump did. You're going to have to go and punish these people legally as far as the law can punish them. And then you've got to do something about that Supreme Court. But their day is going to come. I don't want Trump to die no time soon. I do not want Trump to die before his term is up. I don't. A lot of people are saying he's about to kick the bucket now, Tracy. I do not want to see him die. I need to see him and his whole little cabal rot in prison for the way they have treated people and the way they just showed their ass to the American people and embodied making it okay to be dumb, making it okay to be racist, and making it okay to think that everything should be controlled by a single white guy. I want them to see punishment.
But you know, like like the crazy thing, and this is something that Dr. William H. Barber talked about when he was the former North Carolina NAACP president. He mentioned that America has a schizophrenia problem. And then and I was going to write about this, and I think it's a schizophrenia problem, but I think America has a narcissistic personality disorder problem with white supremacists. They want to control everything. They want to control how we live. They don't want us to thrive and be successful. And long as they in control, that's all that matters. And then you have like brown folks and African American folks. We suffer from PTSD. And I compared it to like because I work in mental health, where like I'm someone who's have PTSD from just like something what the narcissist is doing, and then so the narcissist can't look in the mirror and see they causing destruction in this country. So that's how I view it as.
I would agree with that, and I think that this country, we definitely need a cleansing. That's for sure.
Deep cleansing, yes.
And the kind of cleansing we need, ladies and gentlemen, is not the one I'm getting ready to talk about now. Lord have mercy. Ladies and gentlemen, post your comments. If you like what we're doing, please be sure to go to beacons.ai/politics of being black. You can leave me a voicemail. You can get connected to every single social media I'm located on, and you can get the newsletter. There is an ugly trend that was started by the Republicans capitulating to Trump, and it was started in Texas. It has now hit North Carolina. But for those of you that can't guess what I'm talking about, let me refresh your memory.